Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I get this smoky but wearable date night makeup. This is something that I would wear on Valentine's Day. I really did enjoy my last Valentine's Day tutorial, which was more dramatic and glittery and glam, but this is something that I would wear out on a date night, so I wanted to share this type of look with you guys as well. Also, if you guys follow me on my other social media, you may have noticed that I have been trying out a new brand. I've been trying out Catrice Cosmetics. They're new to me and they're new to the United States, but they are in ULTA stores and online. And so I partnered with Catrice with this video. So this video is sponsored by Catrice, but I am overly excited to share this brand with you because all of the products in Catrice's line are under $10, and I have tried some really great products from them. So I have been playing around with this brand for a couple weeks now, so I pretty much know my favorite products. So the products that I incorporated into this tutorial are some of my top favorite picks. So if you guys want to check them out, I will be linking everything that I use down in the description box, and I will go ahead and leave more information on Catrice down there as well if you guys want to show them some love because they are new to the US. So I am really excited to share this with you, and thank you so much to Catrice for partnering with me on this video. If you guys are interested in seeing how I get this smoky date night makeup for Valentine's Day, then just keep on watching. So for a primer, I decided to use my Kim Tai Wanderlush by Ofra, and this just makes for a really good hydrating moisturizer before any makeup. And once that's dry, I'm going to start by laying down some tape. We're going to start with the eyes because I am going to be using some black eyeshadows with this look. So this is just going to help shape up the eyes. And please excuse my pale skin, you guys. I'm embracing my paleness for a little while before I self-tan again. But if you guys know me, my next step is to prime my eyes with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot as always. And I'm just taking this flat top brush from Sigma. It's called the P80, and I feel like this has been the best for blending out my base. So next up, I'm taking this mattifying powder from Catrice, and I'm going to dust this over my eyelid, and this is going to help for all of my eyeshadows to really blend well. And I'm also going to use this later to actually mattify my face. So I specifically had a lot of requests for a cool toned eyeshadow look. So the eyeshadow I'm using is called the Absolute Rose palette from Catrice. These palettes are very cheap, but they're very high quality. They're very blendable for being a drugstore palette. So as you can see, I chose this slate gray, kind of mauve-y toned matte color, and this is the first color I'm going to be working into my crease, focusing on the outer third of the eye, but also bringing it in above the lid a little bit. And I'm using my Morphe M433 for this. And then I'm going back into this palette with this lighter gray color. It's a satin color. And I'm just going to blend this a little bit above where I blended that darker color, just to help make a little bit of a gradient effect. Then with the same brush, I'm taking the darkest shade out of the palette. As you can see, it's not quite black, but it is that mauve-y purple tone. So I'm going to be putting this in the outer V to get ready to add some black color. And this is just going to help with dimension, and working with these colors, you really just want to blend as much as humanly possible to make them all seamless and work together. So now for the black eyeshadow, I'm going in with the blackest eyeshadow that I own. It is Makeup Geek Corrupt, and I'm taking a domed brush from Sigma, and this helps to precisely place color right in that outer V. As you can see, I'm kind of putting it right over that tape because I want it to be a clean line, but I'm also going to blend it out a little bit. As you can see, I'm taking my Morphe M433 again, and just blending in the outer corner because I don't want any black to be anywhere near the inner corner of my eye. So next I'm going to be going back into another palette from Catrice. This is the Sand Nudes palette. This is a more warm tone but nude lovers palette, but I'm just using this peach color and putting it all over my lid. You really can use any color you want on the lid because I am going to be going back in the end of the tutorial and adding some glitter. But as you can see, I'm always blending after every step, blending into the crease and making sure that everything is seamless. So before I finish up my eyes, I'm going to move on to my face. I'm taking this Beautifying primer from Catrice, and this is a soft focus primer, so it's going to help minimize your pores and make your foundation look flawless. And then I'm taking my favorite foundation. You guys know the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. I did a review on it. This really gives me my favorite type of finish with a foundation. It's just the perfect amount of dewiness. But please excuse that it's a little bit too dark for me. I did mention that I haven't been able to self-tan because I had a little bit of eczema. So I will be self-tanned in my next video probably, but I couldn't self-tan, so I had to make up for it and just use a foundation that didn't match me because none of them match me right now. But I'm just applying it like I normally do and blending it out with my beauty blender. And then you guys, one of the #1 products I recommend from Catrice is this Camouflage Concealer. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's so hydrating, but it's still full coverage at the same time. So if you have a problem with dry under eyes, I highly recommend trying this out. I'm putting it underneath my eyes and on the high points, and I'm just going to do the same thing and blend it out with my beauty blender. And then to set everywhere where I put my concealer, I'm taking my favorite banana powder. This is from Ofra Cosmetics. As you can see, I have loved this product. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this brush from Morphe and pop this everywhere where I put the concealer. Next, I am cream contouring with this contouring duo stick from Catrice. This product is not quite available in Ulta yet, but it will be soon. It is one of my favorites, so hopefully it's very soon for you guys. This is on par with my favorite contouring stick from Amazing Cosmetics, but this is probably like half the price, if not more. So it's way less, it's way cheaper, but it blends out just as well, and it's this perfect tone for contouring. It's not too warm, not too cool, and I've really been enjoying it. So this is another one of my favorite products from Catrice. So I'm just doing a little bit of warming up of my face, just lightly contouring my nose. I wasn't a perfectionist, and also my forehead just to blend out the tones of my skin and kind of give myself a fake tan because I'm so pale. And then I'm going back in with that Catrice mattifying powder and my Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm setting all of those areas that I didn't set with the banana powder from Ofra. And then you guys, another favorite. All of these are favorites, but this is fantastic. I think you guys need it. This is the Catrice Professional Contouring Palette, and this contour shade that I'm using is just perfect for my skin tone, and I'm using a highlighter brush from Luxie. And after I just lightly contoured, I moved on to blush. So I took the Catrice Illuminating Blush in the shade La Vie and Rose. These are really nice because they're super pigmented, but they're not too pigmented. It gives you a nice glow to your face while warming it up and giving it some life. So I highly recommend these. And then I'm going to move on to highlight. I'm taking their highlighting powder. This is in the shade Champagne Campaign. They have a few of them. They're very beautiful, but they're very subtle. So as you can see, I'm applying it with my fan brush from Sigma to my cheekbones, but it's a very, very subtle glow. I wanted something a little bit stronger, so I went back into that Professional Contouring Palette, and it has a more blinding highlight in it, so I went ahead and topped my highlight with that one. So moving back to the eyes, I decided I wanted to have something a little bit more glittery. Of course, if you like a matte look, you could leave it matte and that would also be beautiful, but I wanted to use this pigment I bought from NYX. So I'm applying my NYX Glitter Primer to the open spaces on my eyelid, and then I took the Pigment Vegas Baby. It's a very champagne glittery pigment. It's much more noticeable under dim lighting. So say you're out to dinner, it's going to be absolutely blinding. And I'm applying this right over top and just gradually. I'm not applying a ton of it. I just want it to be subtle. And then I'm moving on to my eyeliner. So I'm doing my typical cat eyeliner. I show this all the time in my videos, but I start with the wing and then move inward. And I'm using this felt tip liner from Tarte Cosmetics. I really like it. It's one of my favorites now, and it helps me to get my precise wing, and it's also nice and black on its own, so I don't feel like I really have to darken it up too much. So to complete the eye look, I'm taking a pencil brush with the darkest shade out of the Rose palette from Catrice, and I'm putting this on the outer corner of my lower lash line, and I'm adding some mascara. This is also from Catrice. It's their Luxury Lashes Dramatic Volume Mascara, and then I'm popping on my favorite false lashes. These are the Ardell Studio Effects Wispies. I almost said Demi Wispies, but you guys know they are the Wispies. And if you saw my last tutorial, you know that I always have to cover up my lash band, so I'm going in with a very small brush and Corrupt by Makeup Geek and covering up all of that glue. So for lips, feel free to go crazy if you want a deep red for Valentine's Day, but I wanted to stay true to something I'm definitely going to be wearing, and this is Pure Hollywood by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then I topped it with a Catrice Shine Gloss, and I ended up with a nude glossy lip, and that completed this look. So that completes this look. Of course, you guys could use any lip color you want and it would look beautiful, but I just wanted to stay true to myself. This is honestly probably what I will wear on Valentine's Day, and I love nude lipstick. I love topping a liquid lip with a gloss. I just feel like it makes it a little bit more youthful and playful, and I really like it. I think that this look is a little bit more safe than my last Valentine's Day look, so if you guys are interested in a more glittery, pink, fun look, that will be linked in the description box as well. But I think that this look is a little bit more realistic for me of what I would wear out on a date night, so I wanted to share it with you guys in case you guys are like me and you're not going to go out with a full face of glitter on Valentine's Day. This is definitely a safer alternative. So I think that that is all that I have to say. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing some of these new Catrice products, and check them out if you guys are interested. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a little thumbs up for me if you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye.